Tesla has just opened its Supercharger network to Ford electric car users. But Tesla has just exposed what their plan is, their business model. And it's crazy. I mean, this is truly a genius business model. It involves selling memberships to everyone who has an electric car. Tesla is charging 30% more to owners of Ford EVs. Now that's what they'll charge to everyone. If you have a Hyundai EV or a Volkswagen EV, General Motors EV, you'll pay $13 per month for a membership in order to pay Tesla prices at the Supercharger location. Now you don't have much choice. You know why you don't have much choice? Here's the thing. A lot of people are saying, I'm not going to sign up for this membership. I'm not going to use a Tesla charger. I refuse to do it. Well, guess what, guys? You don't have much choice. You really don't. Unfortunately, the truth is here. Tesla is monopolizing the market. And this may be good, it may be bad, good for Tesla's bottom line, but Tesla has just been awarded literally billions of dollars from the US government because Tesla is building superchargers at a cost 70% lower than the competition. In fact, in some cases up to 90% lower. And they're building them 5 times faster because they literally print things. They manufacture them so quickly and efficiently. There's no competition. Tesla is now installing chargers at the fastest pace in history. This business model is genius because Tesla pays very, very little for the electricity it on-sells. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Great to see you. Now, Elon Musk is a constant critic of President Joe Biden because Joe Biden doesn't like Tesla. He likes unions because they give him money. But Tesla is the biggest winner from Biden's effort to expand the country's supply of electric vehicle chargers. Tesla is installing more charging plazas than any other company funded by Biden's 2021 bipartisan infrastructure law, according to an exclusive analysis of public records for Politico's E&E News by the data consulting firm EV Adoption. Tesla has won 13% of all EV charging awards from the law, earning in a total of tens of millions of dollars in infrastructure grants. Now, this is just what we know so far. It's just at the beginning. And Tesla is also installing its own chargers at way lower cost. Now, even if you get the funding to build these EV chargers from the Biden administration, you still can't compete with Tesla. They can still do it. They can still build them cheaper and faster than what you can, even when the Biden administration is funding. Very hard to compete with that, especially when Tesla has the brand as well. They have the Superchargers network. They have the branding. People are just going to go and join. They're going to become members. They're going to pay the $13 a month and then pay the extra whatever it costs to charge their EVs. This comes on the heels of other wins for Tesla, say Analysts, which makes more electric vehicles and operates more charging stations than anyone in the world, and is cementing its charging technology as the nation's de facto standard. I mean, think about it, right? The car manufacturers are doing the marketing for Tesla. Stellantis has just joined. Volkswagen Group, everyone's joined. Toyota, everyone's saying, you know what, our cars are going to have Tesla Next chargers on them. You walk up to a dealership, right? And you're going to say to them, is it the 2025 model or 2024? And they're going to say, oh, no, it's 2025. Trust me, it's got the Tesla Next charger on the side. The 2024 model doesn't have it. Is that enough advertising for Tesla to actually get you to become a member and pay you $13 a month? Probably. Anyway, this comes despite repeated friction between Musk and Joe Biden. The Tesla CEO has mocked the president as a damp sock puppet in human form, which could be fair. He is treating the American public like fools, says Elon Musk, while the White House has condemned Musk for actions such as endorsing an anti-Semitic post on his social media network X. Now, I believe that was probably not the smartest thing Musk has ever done, and I think he did admit later that was the wrong thing to do. The government funding will effectively embed Tesla's distinctively shaped red and white chargers into the experience of not just Tesla drivers, but all EV users on American highways. I firmly believe that by 2035, internal combustion engine vehicles for sale, for new ones, they won't exist. By 2035, EVs will just be so good, so compelling, so affordable that there will no longer be internal combustion engine vehicles that are new for sale. At that point, Tesla will have the most incredibly big supercharger network. They're building out as fast as they can. And this is a huge captive market for them. I mean, the gasoline market yearly in the US is worth more than $100 billion. This is a big win for Tesla, but also it's a form of capitulation. By agreeing to build federally funded stations, The company is agreeing to play by the same rules as everyone else. But is this a good thing possibly? Well, people who study federal electric vehicle policy say they see few downsides to having Tesla, with the country's largest and most reliable network of charging stations, take a leading role in creating a government-supported network. It should lead to a generally larger and more robust network of stations, said Aaron Kresick, manager of the Transportation Electrification Program at Western Resource Advocates, an environmental policy nonprofit in Colorado. Musk behavior, erratic as it is, doesn't dent the EV community's opinion, he says. Tesla is a company full of very smart engineers and utter professionals who have accelerated the transition to EVs, said Nick Negro, the founder of Atlas Public Policy. While their CEO gets disproportionate attention because of his antics, he does not define the company, and the company does not need his input to succeed. Now, I don't know if that's true. What are your thoughts on that? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Meanwhile, federal funds are continuing to be channeled towards Tesla. It's not just federal funds, it's state funds as well. Now, it's within these pots of money that Tesla is apparently winning the race, say experts. The federal EV charging program, supported by the infrastructure law, is known as the National Electric Vehicle Infrastructure Program, or NEVI. Tesla is taking a different tack than other firms, seeking the federal infrastructure money. First, it is proposing stations that are bigger than what other companies are building. And Tesla just built out a charging station in the US with 261 charging stalls. That's ridiculous. I mean, if you rocked up to that, pretty damn good chance there's going to be one out of 261 free. So you don't have to worry that you will have to wait, right? Big advantage there. Meanwhile, Tesla is building stations at much lower cost than the competition. According to EV Adoptions data, Tesla has won $17 million to build a total of 41 charging stations within the last few months. But the reason that works for Tesla is because Tesla can build them at such low costs. The next biggest winner of grants was the Oklahoma-based Francis Energy, who were awarded a lot more money, $30 million, to build only 37 stations. Now, that means that each of those stations cost nearly $1 million. Tesla is clearly building their stations at a much lower price. If you're the federal government, do you want to pay Tesla's opposition maybe 3 times as much money to build their chargers, which often break, or will you just pay Tesla a lot less to build reliable chargers for a reliable network that is now the standard charging network in the US? Now, at the same time, experts say that Tesla is putting fewer of its resources on the line in its efforts to win federal dollars. Many states have tried to entice charging companies to pay for a higher percentage of the costs of building each station than the federal government requires. But more than other firms, Tesla has refused to do so, meaning states have to pick up more of the costs. Now, Biden proposed in his 2020 campaign to catalyze the building of 500,000 charging stations by 2030. The bipartisan infrastructure law set aside $7.5 billion over 5 years to build that charging network. Of that $7.5 billion, how much will Tesla win? Well, a lot of people believe a very significant percentage of it. The first priority under the infrastructure law is to build a network of charging stations at 50-mile intervals along major highways. This is where Tesla stations will be built, the perfect location for Tesla to capitalize on EV owners who are doing longer journeys and need to charge. The company won bids in 7 of the 15 states that have announced which private companies are receiving funds. Tesla scored federal dollars in Alaska, Colorado, Maine, New Mexico, Pennsylvania, Texas, and Tennessee, but none in Georgia, Hawaii, Kansas, Kentucky, Michigan, Ohio, Vermont, or Utah. Tesla, which has no public relations department, has not really said what their plan is here, but it's pretty damn obvious. Musk has been silent on the role of federal aid in building his company's mega supercharger stations. On an earnings call in 2021, he said the company's goal is not to create a walled garden and to use that to bludgeon our competitors. But here's the thing, this pretty much is. Because in order to use Tesla's supercharger network at cost-effective prices that are not 30% higher than Tesla owners are paying, you have to pay your subscription for $13 a month. This is like a Netflix subscription style business. Now, when we put this into context, we consider the fact that Tesla can build these charging stations at a much, much lower price than their competition when we consider the fact that Tesla is building them at a much faster pace than their competition, when we consider the fact that Tesla has its own captive audience. I mean, 70% of all electric cars in the US right now are Tesla vehicles. All vehicles in the United States built from 2025 onwards will have Tesla NACS chargers built into them. Ideal scenario here for Tesla. And when we finally consider the fact that Tesla will pay less for electricity than all of its rivals by installing megapack batteries underneath many of their charging stations and by using Tesla's software in order to pay less for electricity than their rivals, well, I don't know how you compete with that. I mean, that's not Netflix. That's actually Netflix, Disney, and Prime Video put together. It's simply a monopoly. Tesla will own the EV charging market. Tesla will own the gas station market, which will be an EV charging market. One company will be the winner. It's very clear who that is. Thanks for watching.